You love a story with instant stakes? Here's one. The rookie who carried Washington to the playoffs a year ago, their heartbeat at QB, gets hurt in week 7, and now the Commanders must reset their identity on primetime Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. No build-up, no warm-up. That's where we are. X, formerly Twitter, Jayden Daniels took a right hamstring hit in the third quarter against Dallas and did not return. The MRI was good news in one sense. No structural long-term damage, but bad news in another. The team is ruling him out for Week 8 as a precaution. Ian Rappaport reported the ruling, and multiple outlets confirmed Marcus Mariota will draw the start on Monday night in Kansas City. X, formerly Twitter, pause for the obvious. This matters. Daniels isn't a backup-level placeholder. He's the player who won Offensive Rookie of the Year, fast, creative, and uniquely dangerous with his legs and timing. Through 5 starts this season, he's put up meaningful production, a dozen-plus touchdowns, just 1 interception, and a rushing element that stresses defenses. But he's also battled injuries, a knee earlier this year, and now lands on a brittle body part for quarterbacks, the hamstring. Reuters and team reports give the quick summary. Not catastrophic, but the Commanders won't risk it for a single game. Reuters. So what changes immediately? Think script, cadence, and confidence. Marcus Mariota is a pro. He can manage a game, buy time with his legs, and make the throws that keep a drive moving. He also tends to run a more conservative plan when plugged into a team at short notice. Higher percentage throws, more play-action rinses, and a heavier dose of the run game to control clock and reduce third down exposure. That's not a knock. It's short-term realism. Expect Washington's play calling to shorten in both depth and complexity. NBC Sports matchup reality check. The Chiefs aren't a friendly defense on a short week. Kansas City is coming off a bounce-back stretch and has an offense that will punish mistakes. Patrick Mahomes and company will look to flip the field fast. They won't be generous with time of possession if the Commanders can't sustain drives. The strategic imperative for Washington is simple. Win the line of scrimmage, limit negative plays, and possess the ball long enough to keep Mahomes off it. That's coach speak for play smart, don't get blown apart. And it's a tougher ask when you're suddenly quarterback roulette. Reuters medical nuts and bolts for the skeptical fan. Hamstrings are deceptively tricky. Low-grade strains can heal cleanly with rest and graded return, but they're also the kind of soft tissue injury that will flare if you rush back into full-speed plant and drive motions. Teams now treat hamstrings like a reliability test. Better to lose one game than to risk the muscle tearing and costing multiple weeks. The Commander's choice reflects that conservative calculus. Protect the season arc over one emotional primetime gamble. ESPN.com and Lechard, let's talk roster and long-term noise. This is the 3rd game Daniels will miss by the midpoint of the season. That's not ideal for continuity. If Mariota manages a tidy, under-pressure performance and the Commanders split the next few weeks, this looks like a hiccup. If Daniels' absence stretches or Mariota struggles, the front office will face real decisions. Add offensive line help, chase a short-term veteran upgrade, or double down on a conservative scheme that hides weaknesses. Those front office choices are the real story after Week 8. PFSN Fantasy and Betting Ripple. Lines moved immediately. The Chiefs opened and sit as heavy favorites. Sportsbooks priced Washington down after the update. Fantasy managers reassign Daniels' pass targets and notional upside to the receiving core only as a floor play. Mariota's usage can mean a bump for check down backs and tight ends in PPR formats, but a clear ceiling drop for big plays. If you're wagering, factor in the Chiefs' offensive rhythm and Washington's conservative likely script. SI now for the emotional bit, because this is human drama more than just injury updates. Daniels gave Washington a belief last season that was rare. A rookie forging momentum in the playoffs. Teams live and die by identity, and suddenly the Commander's identity is being asked to pivot on a Wednesday while fans and media are still catching their breath. That's a test of coaching, leadership in the locker room, and the depth of the roster's buy-in. If the team rallies behind Mariota and executes, this becomes a footnote. If cracks show, it magnifies every question about personnel and long-term strategy. Reuters, what should you watch on Monday? 3 concrete things. 1, play length and pass depth. If Mariota is given a short leash and quick throws, The game script will tilt toward time of possession and run calls. 2. Offensive line performance. Protections must hold. The Chiefs will disguise pressure. Washington can't give Mahomes free short fields. 3. Special teams and turnovers. When the QB is a question mark, hidden phases like returns and penalties swing games. If Washington wins those, they stay close. If you see those boxes checked, the Commanders can keep this competitive. If they're not, the scoreboard will read like a warning sign. NBC Sports final thought you can carry into the weekend. NFL seasons are woven from two kinds of moments: the headline plays you tweet about and the small decisions nobody notices until January. Sitting Daniels is one of those small decisions that can save a season or, if mismanaged, mark the moment a team started to break. Either way, Monday night will tell us a lot more than the MRI did. Short version: Jayden Daniels is out, Marcus Mariota starts, and Washington's approach this week will reveal whether the Commanders are built to absorb shocks, or whether this is the beginning of a longer pivot. Tune in for the drama. The stakes are real. X, formerly Twitter. Jayden Daniels won't make the trip to Kansas City. The Commanders ruled their young starter out for Monday Night Football with a low-grade hamstring strain, and veteran Marcus Mariota will take the snaps under center. It's a punch to Washington's mid-season rhythm, and a real test of whether this team can steady itself when its spark plug signal caller is sidelined again. Daniels suffered the injury in Sunday's 44-22 loss to Dallas and was replaced by Mariota in the third quarter. Before leaving, Daniels had done what he does best: make plays with his arm and his legs. 12 of 22 for 156 yards and a passing touchdown, plus 35 rushing yards and a TD on the ground. Those flashes are why the franchise rolled with him after his Rookie of the Year season and Pro Bowl campaign in 2024. But this is already the third interruption to his sophomore year. He's missed 2 games earlier with a left knee issue and now faces another absence less than halfway through the season. The immediate, unavoidable truth is this: the Commanders are a different team without Daniels. He's not just a starter. He's the engine that makes the offense decisive in late down and red zone moments. With him, the offense lives on play action, vertical stress, and schemed mobility. Without him, Washington's plan will have to be simpler and smarter, not flashy, but functional. Enter Marcus Mariota. He's a steadier, more conservative option, a veteran who understands situational football and won't ask his line or receivers to do circus acts. Expect the playbook to tighten. Quicker drops, more pre-planned screens, RPOs that emphasize the run, and short timing passes, and boots that let Mariota use his mobility without forcing him to improvise. Mariota's job will be to manage the clock, limit turnovers, and keep the Chiefs' explosive offense from getting too much possession time. That's not glamorous, but it's how you give an underdog a chance. Facing Kansas City is an especially brutal draw. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are built to punish mistakes. Their offense lives on spacing, tempo, and big play ability. For Washington, the trick is not to create shootout conditions. Protecting the quarterback, whoever is under center, will be priority one. The offensive line must hold. The running game must do 2 things: move the chains and shorten the game, and the short passing game has to be reliable. If Mariota is forced into downfield heroics, the scoreboard will tilt fast. Defensively, the Commanders need to be their own offense's architects. Pressure packages that generate quick passes, turnover hunting, and third down stops will be priceless. Turn the Chiefs' possessions into 3 and outs, and you give Mariota a manageable plan. Conversely, if Washington's defense can't generate heat, or the special teams continue to be shaky, Mariota will be on a short leash. There's also the bigger season picture. Washington sits 3-4 and has already shown they can be brittle when forced to grind. A loss in Kansas City doesn't wreck the season, but it narrows wiggle room. Winning on the road against elite opponents is how you build playoff momentum. Losing while your starter is out forces the front office and coaching staff into